I'm Michelle Lowery, and
I'm Jerry Lowery.
we are raising our 3 grandchildren due to the heroin epidemic. So in May of 2015, our daughter started dating a gentleman that is on heroin, and by July of that year, she was using herself. At the time, we only had 2 grandchildren, a little boy who was 1.5 and a little girl who was 3. And by, I think in August of that year, our daughter had had 2 reckless ops with the children in the car, and in September she didn't come home for several weeks. So that started our process in realizing that we needed to do something for their well-being and safety. So we decided to see an attorney and see what our options were. So our daughter got pregnant in October of 2016. In January of 2017, she stopped using and got away from the boyfriend and or wanted away from the boyfriend. And in May, we found a family that took her in and helped her with the baby and staying clean, and got her a job, and she lived there and took care of the baby until January of 2018, when the boyfriend came back around again and she started using again. We got emergency custody of the baby in October of 2018. Our granddaughter is now 7 years old, and she still suffers from anxiety, and separation anxiety is extremely bad, and PTSD from her mom coming in and out of her life. And then we have our middle grandson, who also was actually fine until this last time when the baby was born, and I think living with the family, and he was being babysat by that family, and so getting to see his mom every single day, then her leaving, it really affected him, and so he has a lot of anger issues, and they're both in therapy for their anxiety and PTSD due to the trauma of their mom leaving them. And then the baby, he's 2 now, and he's just, he seems not to be, affected by any of it yet. We know that those things sometimes don't play out right in the beginning, so we're hoping that and praying that it won't be an issue for him in his future, but he's just a happy-go-lucky little 2-year-old boy right now. So our daughter is currently been in rehab for 2.5 months. It's a year-long program. She seems to be doing wonderful, but our relationship has definitely changed because she feels like I stole her children from her. I know it's a relationship that's going to need a lot of work and a lot of prayer and a lot of counseling on both of our parts, because we're both hurt. She feels like we took her children from her, and maybe she felt like she could handle it, but we felt like we were doing what is best for the children. And but I'm also hurt because I lost my daughter, and I had to become a mom again in my 50s, and that was not what I wanted. I wanted to be a grandma, and I'm not getting to be a grandma. I just think the biggest thing is there's just no free, you're 24/7. I mean, there's not many nights that all 3 kids sleep all night long. And, you know, I go to work and I work with children, and then I come home and I work with children. And I never, ever get a break from children.
Not that we complained about it.
Right.
We enjoy every minute
Right.
with them.
Right.
It's just tough right now, you know.
It's just different when you're in your
Yeah.
20s and 30s raising your children, and when you're in your 50s and 60s raising your kids. You don't have the energy. I mean, by 8 o'clock, I need all of them to be in bed. I'm exhausted. So I met a woman at my grandson's karate class, and she wrote to Do Good Mission and told them our story, and we've been nothing but blessed since they took our story and they gave our grandchildren a beautiful play set in the backyard, and then their church gave us an amazing Christmas, and we're just extremely blessed and grateful.
It's back there still. Hey! Do it!
His nose is red.